Thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video, and today we have more RPG goodness. This time it's the Big Book of Sci-Fi Battle Mats. 60 pages of battle mats for tabletop RPGs, brought to us by our good friends at Loke Battle Mats. This mat was released in 2019 and was also nominated for Best Aid/Accessory Non-Digital, and it's for ages 14 and above. Open and roll 60 wipe clean battle mat pages. Attention space adventurers. The Big Book of Sci-Fi Battle Mats contains an array of sci-fi themed mats to keep your crew rolling through any unexpected encounters. 60 wipe clean mat pages cover ship rooms, station corridors, barren moons, alien jungles, ice planets, desert planets, and even the depths of space, amongst others. Designed to spark the imagination to illustrate and track encounters using the handy square or hex grid, the Big Book of Sci-Fi Battle Mats offers endless flexibility. You can use each map page individually or use the lay flat format to combine the complementary opposing maps as one larger 2-page spread version. So grab your blaster and roll for initiative. Also on the back, we also have a smaller picture of all the maps that are included in this book. So let's crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have on the inside. First thing we notice, we have 2 blank layout pages. So if we look at these very, very closely, you'll notice that they have, it looks like that they are, it's a steel platform. Now, each grid is set up identically. It's an 8 by 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So when you have a sheet such as this, you could design this your own way. So if I had, let's say, paper terrain and I had a starship that was landing on the pad, I could put that right in here like this. You could say that there was an additional room where the landing pad is. So we'll move this over here just a little bit. You put this over here, over here like this, so we give it a little bit of room in between, if you want. And we could say there was a row of chairs over here for people who are waiting for that ship to land. So I'm going to leave a little bit of space here. Move the ship over just a little bit more, park it over here. So we give some of our people a room to move around. So again, I'm just showing this for example purposes. We put our figure out here like this as one of the creatures that may be attacking. We might have a pilot who is in there, a standee. We might have some that are using versus using a standard base. They're using a hex grid. The hex grid fits in there as well, as you can tell. I'll have him sitting inside the vehicle there. And if you want to even do some 3D terrain, you could also throw, let's say there was a statue over here in this corner. And just move these chairs down just a little bit because we would want to sit right next to a statue. So put that right there like this. And move this down just a little bit more just for example purposes. So you'd start your game off that way. If somebody wanted to come over here and they wanted to explore here, just flip that over like this. And then there's another room that they could go into. Another room that they can go into and explore where the opening is right there. So again, when you have nothing on the pages, you can set up your own map any way that you like. And let's just say the fight began and they want to fight. You could also use clings on these. So use an example of a cling. There's a cling right there, and I could put it right here, and he's shooting a laser bolt across at him. Try to hit him. Use a cling. That. Okay, if he wants to use an orb of protection around himself, he could do that as well. Like so. And so you could start your game off just like that. Again, maybe we'll move the statue over here so it's out of the way. But that just gives you a general idea of how you can use just these basic maps like that. You could develop your own situation, create your own adventure that's just starting this way on those kinds of maps. Can I just show that for example purposes only? I'll see the clings come right off. These are dry erase maps, so if I didn't want to use, let's just say I had these still on here and I didn't have actual figures, I could actually put X's where the bad guy's sitting and O where X where the bad guy's sitting and O where the good guy is, and then drop the orb on top of it and laser fire that way also. You know, and when you're done with this map, you just take you wet a little tissue paper and you just rub it, it comes right off. Okay, so again, you can take all this stuff off. That's for example purposes only, and these clings come right off. So you have to get the angle on it, and they come right off just like that. It's a non-stick surface. Okay, so again, this is page 1, and there's page 2. That's the complete layout. And this first, that highly detailed one we have is a moonscape. So we got all kinds of different sized craters. And this side we have more craters. Again, you could use it as a half page or use it as a full page if they're doing a moonwalk. It's the next page. I'll see sands. Then we have some dunes or some rock formations in the desert. Again, whenever I used rocks, sometimes I just go in my backyard, I even pull some rocks out of the garden and put them on the paper just so I could show different types of elevation. It's a decision whether you want to do that or not. And then we have the ice world. It's either ice or snow. But if you look at it very closely, you'll see the attention to detail inside the map on each square. Each square is 1 inch, which for using the map, it's 5 feet per square. So again, there's both sides of the book. Then you have this page here. I mean, the colors just pop on the page. The highly detailed, got squares and rectangles that are inside other squares and rectangles, beautifully done. Again, the moon part that was outside there. Again, very simply put, that could be a landing bay. We come over to here. Another part of it. Now, if I was going to lay this flat and I was going to use this as normal, I'm going to use both the sides together. If you look close, now some people are going to say, well, what do you do about the binding itself, the binding that's in the middle here? Well, if you don't like the binding, you could always take your pages, you can cut them out. You could get an X-Acto knife or get a scissor and just cut it down here, and all of a sudden you've got cut there and there. You just take the 2 pieces and you slide them together. You could do it that way. But if you're going to continue keeping the binding like I do, you would just look closely into it. So this part here, as you can tell right here, this part here would be impassable terrain. It'd be part of a wall. So unless it had a great height, and you're going to say you're allowing them to climb over it, that's a choice you have to make. But for me, for my purposes, if I was using both the maps together, this would be considered impassable terrain. It's clear here, so this is where they would be able to walk freely through. Again, that would be impassable terrain on this side as well. Keep that in mind when we turn the pages, so that the rules would apply for every page that's in the book. And then we have, which looks like possible, maybe alien plant life. Yeah, that's definitely plant life. Okay, and then we move on to the other side. And then we have, which looks like possible, maybe alien plant life. Yeah, that's definitely plant life. Okay, and then we move on to the other side. Okay, and then we move on to the other side. And then we move on to the other side. And then we move on to the other side. And then we move on to the other side. And then we move on to the other side. And then we move on to the other side. And then we move on to the other side. And then we move on to the other side. And then we move on to the other side. And then we move on to the other side. And then we move on to the other side. And then we move on to the other side. And then we move on to the other side. And then we move on to the other side. And then we move on to the other side. And then we move on to the other side. And then we move on to the other side. And then we move on to the other side. And then we move on to the other side. And then we move on to the other side. And then we move on to the other side. And then we move on to the other side. And then we move on to the other side. And then we move on to the other side. And then we move on to So again, if I was going to use both maps together, again, showing you here, highlighted, that right here would be where it's passable. This would be difficult terrain, so we'd be either moving it half movement or could not move it through it at all, depending on how you want to do it. So if it's a thin area, you might say it's half movement going from here to here. So you have, this is 5 feet, this would be 10, 15 feet, 20 feet. Here, it may be impassable terrain, because it's maybe 2 spaces too big. So I wouldn't allow them to go through this way or go through this way. Okay, and then there'd be an opening down here as well, if you're going to use it, again, both maps together. On to the next page. Almost looks like where garbage is just strewn everywhere. I remember that in Starfinder, I played a module once called Junker's Delight, where you went into someone's, where they, you know, collected junk basically. And it looks like this would have been the perfect map to use for that, when they're going through all kinds of stuff that you could find in here. Things could be hidden in the junk piles, moving around them. Again, the openings, you see them very clearly where they are. Right through there, right through here. So there's multiple ways to use the map. Again, if you want to use just half a page of junk, you can do that as well. There's your 2 pages together. Again, this looks like it's from the moon surface. And again, it could be a landing space. So again, if you have a piece of terrain that you want to put in there, like a spaceship, it comes in, it parks right there. That's where it parks if you want, just to show you how it would look on there. And if you have a creature that comes out of it. Again, the figures do nothing more than add a little flair to your maps. Okay. And if you want to use one that's painted, put him in there as well as another alien creature coming out of the ship or going to attack the ship. If you feel like you want to came into a port and you want to put a statue in there, you go to statue in the back there somewhere too. Put that in there like that. You can do that. Again, all this just adds to your adventure. Do you need to have it? No, you don't need to have it. You have a robot that's going to come to service your vehicle. Well, an oversized. So it shows you what an oversized creature looks like, or an oversized base. But look at it. Okay. Again, none of the figures, terrain, clings, none of them are included with the purchase of this map. They're for example purposes only. Now when we come to, so we saw that side of the map, we want to take a look at this side, which has a huge crater. Again, on the outside moon surface, it looks like. Again, you could use unpainted figures and have a creature crawling out of there. Like that. Again, it just adds to the flavor. And then if you have a standee that you want to use, again, you have the hex grid. You put him down here. He's about to fight him. If he's going to use something where he's going to use an orb of protection, say he's a magic user, going to use an orb of protection, you put that down there. Again, it just adds a little bit more flavor to your games. And that's just basically how it works. You get the general gist. Okay, moving on. We're looking like we're inside the spacecraft at this point in time, or it could be a building that's, I'll see, we have some bushes down here. We've got some grass over here. So this could be a, you know, a futuristic building. Has some water going through it. Almost looks like part of a airport where they just parked their shuttle, and now you're moving on to the inside where people breathe normal air. So you parked outside and then you moved into the complex. That's what it looked like if you had it just out fully. More areas inside either a spaceship or, again, if you want to consider, excuse me, if you want to consider this the loading dock, you can have it parked there. And people are moving, various people are moving inside the doors, walking around inside the spacecraft. You have this guy over here standing over here. Again, just showing you different sized creatures that you have. If you have a oversized creature here, that's how it would look. Real simple. Walking inside the different rooms of the port or inside a spaceship itself. This could be the docking bay, and that could be part of the ship itself. It could be a landing craft that's being used. Whatever your imagination comes up with. And then we have this side over here. Looks like you have some computers here and terminals. Again, the wall here would be impassable terrain. This is where they'd go from one map to the other map, and again, this would be impossible terrain here as well. And that's the double-sided. We have this here. Very cool grids. The lighting. Again, the maze of rooms. And then you have this side over here as well. Got a trapdoor all the way up top here, which could lead to a lower deck, or possibly if you're coming in trying to be undetected. Here's another one over here. You have to go to these spaces here and disconnect the alarm systems on that floor. Again, moving on. There you go, got an airlock. Again, passable through here, impassable terrain. But as I said, you get an X-Acto knife, or you can get yourself a scissor. If you want to cut it out of the book, you can do that as well. It's totally 100% your decision what you want to do. And then we have some biohazard symbols, a restricted area. Got a door here. Which looks like it could be possibly a biohazard containment area. And then over here. Possibly we have different checkpoint areas. You got checkpoint 3, checkpoint 4, 5, and 7. So if you wanted to use the full map, you could do that also, or use it by itself. Next page. A control room of some sort. Looks like a main computer right there. Some staircases going into it. a little bit more. And looking at the beautiful detail of the work of the maps. Come over to this side. Again, laying it flat down if you want to use both sides of the map. Again, if you want to use just half the map, you could do that as well and lay it flat like this. You could use it this way, use it this way, use it that way. It totally is 100% totally up to you. If you want to set up this way so the people that you're playing the game with don't see the other side, you can do that, and then flip it over. Saying, all right, then you continue on to the next room. You could do it that way, or you could just keep it laid out this way. Or even better yet, you could have a sheet of paper, cover it this way, saying this is what you're seeing first. As you continue down, you walk this way, reveal what's under there. You can do something that simple as well. Again, you got some sort of platform where you're taking stairs to go up to it. Different crates. Looks like it's a cargo area, a cargo hold. So the label's right there. Again, the high ground. Over here. Again, each square is considered 5 feet. Again, the way the lights are, beautifully done. The outline that goes across onto here, beautiful. The colors are vibrant. They really pop on the page. And here's another one. A couple more caution signs. Another lighted area right here. Again, look at the attention to detail in here. All the different types and areas on the map. Absolutely stunning. The orange and red really pops right there. I'll see it in the outer space out here, so this might be a space lab or something. You're in space, you're not on the ground any longer. Now you have you have a rusted flooring. Grid that's been removed. You get to some wires so you can crawl under, and maybe you have to escape out through another way. Okay, if you're crawling across this way, got to get out on the other side. That's also ajar. So there you go. That you have to crawl from here to here. So if you were doing that in Starfinder, you'd have 5 feet here, 10 feet here, 15 feet, 20 feet to get in. Now, if I have to go diagonally, it's going to be doubled. So 20 does be 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 110, 120, 130, 130 feet away. If you want to do that underground or something of that nature. Or if you're going to walk normally, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 105. There you go. And then we have another page here. deck on board the ship. Some rooms, got some double doors here. To another deck over here. Keep it clear. Again, what I love about these maps are the attention to details. Put a little signs here, say that. You got the airlock on the other side. Again, if you had, again, a creature that is chasing you in the hallway, coming up the stairs, coming to find you, again, you're trying to escape, your crew is trying to escape, you're trying to get to the airlock to try to force it out. Okay, very, very simply put. There we got there. So foliage, just some lights. I don't think those are computer terminals. I think those are just lights. Yeah, you can see they're shining. So yeah, those are lights. Go on to this side here. And it's just a big wide open area. And big areas like that, you could always put, you could put your own kind, you could put all kinds of, you want to put this terrain piece out there, you could do that. You want to put another terrain piece out there, you could do that. And you want to build your own, there you go. You want to put something else out there, you want to put a ship out there, you could do that. If you want to put another room in there, you could put another room in there. You know, if you want to just take this out and make it like it's almost like it's a theater or something, you can put some rows of chairs in there. If you want them with cushions on, you put those here like this. Right, we'll just put some cushions in there. Let's get this out of here. We'll just put some cushions out there, some seats for, I don't know, let's say there's going to be something doing a performance over here, or there's a meeting hall or something of that nature. You want to do that. Put that there. You have a guy conducting a meeting up front. Again, you want to move these up here. Put some seats in there where a guy's talking to people. You could do that. And if you want to continue it, you put that there, or you put it here to avoid confusion. If you want to put pews out there instead, put some wood out there, just flip it over. Speaking to others on their way to maybe war. Yeah. Again, all this stuff, only thing it does is just creates more for your imagination. So sometimes I like when there's, I like when there's grids that are really full, like this is, where it has rooms and everything. But other times I like it when it's wide open like this, so I can kind of create my own what's happening in the adventure, try to tailor it more to what I'm looking for. Okay. And then we move on to this, which looks like a platform. Looks like it could be even a monorail system, or down in a futuristic subway, which is cool. North and southbound, or east and westbound. Very cool. And as you can tell, again, if you have a 28mm base figure, whether it's a hex figure or it is a circle base, they fit perfectly in the square. Right. And that would be the full page. This is kind of, to me, when I look at this, the colors of this, it kind of reminds me of like a Mars station, something of that nature, coming in from the outside, moving in this way. different levels again. Going up 5 feet here to another landing. And coming over to this side here. Creature coming in from the outside to attack, and you go up to the higher levels to try to defend your positioning. You can do that. Now that you have the advantage, again, there would be no barrier here. So if you look along here, as I was saying before, if you look along here, now you could say there's a barrier here, another wall here. You could. It's not indicated, but you could say it is. So they run up this way, which gives them a little bit of protection. But totally up to you. Here's some hex grids. So this would be great if you had starship. You had smaller starships and you're using this as a battle scene. Almost like if you had like a, I want to say Star Wars, where you're using a TIE fighter. You have those kinds of grids. Again, that would be this kind of grid here that we're looking at there, the hex grids. That one fits perfectly in there as it shows right there. Again, out in space. Again, each one of these grids would be 5 feet as well. So there it is right there. Again, that hex grid is perfect for this. As you can tell right there, goes perfectly in there. Circles will work as well. Okay. Again, if you have a spacecraft that's coming in, it's flying overhead. That's a little bit out of scale, but you could use it, but you get the general gist of what I'm saying here. Ship that's coming in, you know, depending on the size of the craft. And of course they sell spaceships, which I don't happen to have any, but you have some spaceships that could fit on that size grid as well. Okay. And again, some more moonscapes. So if you wanted to use this for, again, battle out in space for starships, you can do that as well. Beautiful. And a couple more pages of your hex maps. If you're using those Gundam type ships, you can use this for that as well, for like Robotech. Be perfect for that as well. Again, more out of space for starship combat. Again, the grids are, again, they're 5 feet each. Again, you're talking about that type of grid. You're talking about that type of stand. Again, that guy's not going to stand out there, but you get the general gist of how that would go, just like that. There you go. And just an outer space grid map, which is absolutely perfect for if you're doing Starfinder or Star Wars, the RPG, or Aliens. It talks about dark ship movement, or if you're loading or locking onto a spacecraft, that would work. Then you have an asteroid field, which is really, really cool as well. And you want to use just one page of it and lay your map this way, you can do that. Or you can use it going this way, you can do that as well. I'm going to flip it this way. Okay. Or you can lay it flat and have one huge asteroid field. It's really, really cool. Oh, I didn't show you both sides, so let me show you this side here, which is really, really cool. Look at the attention to detail in each asteroid. Beautiful. And even in the background, the attention to the stars and everything else, they're laid out beautifully. And again, at the end, you have your own grid, so you can create your own. Another sheet where you can create your own as well. So there you have it. That's everything that's included. And this concludes our unboxing of the Big Book of Sci-Fi Battle Mats, 60 pages of battle mats for tabletop RPGs, brought to you by our good friends over at Look Battle Mats. For more information about this battle mat or their whole product line, you can go to lookbattlemats.com. Again, this is used for ages 14 and above. As always, thank you so much for joining us for this unboxing video. It's truly appreciated. If you enjoyed this video, you could always give us a thumbs up and leave a comment below. You could also hit our subscribe button. This way you're kept up to date as to any time we release new content to the page. As always, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well, enjoy the remainder of your day. We'll catch you on the next unboxing video.